heart of the dispute was the DOJ's extensive and often erroneous redactions in the 3 million Epstein files released last month, and their decision to withhold 3 million more. On Monday, 3 US lawmakers were given access to unredacted files for the first time. They left with searing criticisms about what had been left out, specifically the identities of powerful men. To quote, "If we found 6 men that they were hiding in 2 hours," Khanna said in a speech to the House of Representatives on Tuesday, "imagine how many men they are covering up for in those 3 million files."
Probably a lot. Also, her audio is fucked up. He's right though, or she's right. Like, how many others are you covering up at that point? If in 2 hours they can find 6 different names, that's kind of ridiculous.
Later on in the show, we'll be speaking to survivor advocate Janie Starling about what the files spell out about gender justice. First, MEE has been looking into one of the 6 men mentioned, an Emirati billionaire linked to the highest levels of the UAE state. After seeing the unredacted files, Republican Congressman Thomas Massie wrote on X, quote, "Until tonight, no one knew who sent the torture video to Epstein. Our law requires victims' information to be redacted, not information of men who sent Epstein torture porn." The torture porn...
Yeah, like, I'm glad that lawmakers haven't just like skirted over that "I love the torture video" message, because it's like, how do you even explain that, right? And the fact that they dug into it and found out that it was actually some super powerful guy with ties to the Saudi Arabian government kind of just proves that whatever you thought about it, like whatever your knee-jerk conspiratorial reaction to that message was 100% correct. You know, like, the Epstein files are stranger than fiction. Like, they are, you know. Just because something in there is crazy doesn't mean they don't do it. You know, like, that's where I'm at with it. Like, even like the eating babies shit, bro. Like, I don't know what to believe, because I don't want to give them an inch. Like, I think they're capable of all sorts of evil. So, like, what's the point of even, oh, I don't, unless I see something that is 100% proven fake, I'm going to just assume that shit's real, bro. Because that's just how low these people are, you know? They're the pedophilic billionaire elite, plotting together on how to make 4chan make your kids stupid. Like, everything that you thought they were doing. It's been proven,
he refers to is about a video mentioned that caused disturbance after the original release of files, including an email from Epstein in 2009 saying he loved the torture video. The recipient...
God only knows what was in that goddamn video. And also, too, it's like, and here's a challenge. We probably could have found out, right? Like, we probably could have found out. Maybe we will, but they're going to try very hard to make it so, like, they don't look into this guy. Just because if you pull that thread, it's probably going to lead to other Saudi Arabian officials. Or it's going to make Saudi Arabia look bad. And Trump doesn't want that because he wants to build the Trump Dubai or whatever the fuck, So it's like, we're not going to know. But shit, maybe, I don't know, what kind of shit was he into? Was Jeffrey Epstein the one torturing them? Or does he have like a torture master that he hires? What does he do while the torturing is going on? Is it like consensual torture? Is this the torture of someone that Jeffrey Epstein provided? Or did he have just a sick goon folder for freaks and he just sent it to him, and he's like, yeah, that was pretty tight. Also, as much as I love my friends, I've never shared any porn with them. Like, I feel like you gotta just swing on that one on your own, when the Sexy Red sex tape did come out, I did send that to my boy, just because I think Sexy Red's kind of hot, but that was public information. That was more for the historical event of it, But yeah, that shit's fucked up. What the hell?
Of that email was redacted. Massie claims that the sender of the torture video mentioned was Sultan Ahmed Bin Sulayem. It's a name that comes up in the Epstein files more than 5,000.
Sultan. Yeah, as soon as King Aladdin finds out about this, off with his head. Aladdin's not standing for this in Agrabah.
times. The material does not demonstrate criminal wrongdoing and Sulayem has not been charged with a crime. But it is enough to cause serious potential problems, not just for Sulayem himself, but for one of the biggest logistics companies in the world, as well as the United Arab Emirates. MEE journalist Rayhan Uddin has been investigating and he joins me here in the studio. Welcome, Rayhan. Tell us, who is Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem?
Thanks for having me on the show. So yes, I've been looking into Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem. He is...
I just want to say that anyone that does journalism in the Middle East is a fucking hero because they don't do that freedom of speech shit in a lot of parts of the Middle East, son. Like Jamal Khashoggi was American. He was an American journalist based in America. And they chopped him up with a goddamn saw, right? In Dubai, people go to Dubai on vacation, right? So it's like they are very America facing and they did that shit, you know. As some random brown guy just, you know, trying to look into like, you know, the authoritarianism that's going on with people that are in his same diaspora, like he's really brave for speaking about this in public, especially if he has any ties to that region, like family-wise, you know.
Of the most powerful business figures in the UAE. He's been the chairman of DP World since 2007 and the chief executive since 2016. DP World is one of the largest logistics companies in the world and is in control of many ports all across the world.
Now look, I'm not saying that this guy is a pedophile, but he does look like Mahatma Gandhi, if you catch my drift. That's all I'm going to say.
Middle East, in Africa, in Europe, South America, and it handles about 1/10 of the world's container trade.
I've always thought it was so cool, like this head wrap that they wear. I don't know if it's like a cultural thing or if it's like just to like keep the heat off of your head, but I've always thought those were cool as hell. Chatter. If you know what it's called, drop a comment.
It was a massive player in the logistics market. With regards to Sulayem himself, he's been in the ports trade since the 70s. He's held roles in property development, in private equity. But he's a very, very influential figure in the UAE. Now, he's not a member of any ruling royal family in the UAE, but...
That probably explains how he's so easily gotten rid of. Right? I mean, spoiler alert, but he got fired like today. But if he was like a member of the royal family, like no way he loses his position. Or he'll probably just get disappeared at that point. He still might get disappeared. Honestly, it's a kind of an embarrassment for their country, to be real.
He argued he's one of the most powerful non-royal figures in the UAE, and he comes from a family who have had a close relationship with the Al Maktoum family.
Ooh, don't you hate a Nepo baby? Don't you just hate a Nepo baby? This is what you do with your Nepo connections. Talk about torture videos with Jeffrey Epstein. Man, if I was in that spot. I don't even know what I would do if I was the Sultan in Saudi Arabia. Probably fight for civil rights and be dead.
Announcing DP World has appointed a new chairman. DP World is the world's largest port operator. It did not cite the Epstein files as the reason for the change in leadership, but
they kind of didn't need to. Like, fire CEO out of nowhere right after his name gets published in the Epstein files. Hell of a coincidence. But damn, like the biggest, because like I remember reading that they are very huge players in like the shipping container game, you know? Those are the people you really need to watch out for. Like, those are the people that are actually rich. Like, the people that do some boring infrastructural thing that everything requires. Like, you know, plastics, you know, shipping containers, whatever. In fact, I remember I was hanging out with my uncle at the Yale Club. I know. But, we were talking to this, I didn't go to Yale, right? Like, I was literally with him, like, like getting drinks with like some of his colleagues, right? And I just happened to be in town. Fucking, we were talking to this like couple who owns like a shipping container company. But she was saying that like Saudi Arabians are just like huge in the market, right? So it's like everyone else is just kind of getting squeezed out to the fringes. So it's very interesting that such a top figure was ousted like this. Like, I wonder what that's going to do to the market.
Chair Sultan Ahmed Bin Sulayem did appear in the documents, which revealed he had corresponded with the convicted sex offender, including lewd exchanges. DP World declining to comment on the Epstein connection when contacted by CNN before Bin Sulayem's removal. New international fallout from the Jeffrey Epstein files hitting this region. Dubai's government announcing DP World has appointed a new chairman. DP World is the world's...
I forgot that. I mean, it makes sense. Like, the government is the one that ousted him. I mean, it makes sense that they're in complete control over there. You know, it's a monarchy. So, of course, even though he's the CEO, like, you know, he's still an appointee by the government itself, which is almost a little bit based for, like, natural resources. Like, I wish, like, the government could appoint, like, the head of, like, you know, like, hospital care in America, right? Like, I think certain industries should be nationalized. But it just goes to show you, like, what a grip Mohammed bin Bonesaw has on the whole shebang.
Largest port operator. It did not cite the Epstein files as the reason for the change in leadership, but outgoing chair Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem did appear in the documents, which revealed he had corresponded with the convicted sex offender, including lewd exchanges. DP World declining to comment on the Epstein connection when contacted by CNN before bin Sulayem's removal.
Yeah, because it's like, how do you even really explain that? Like, oh, I was only saying that I liked the torture video because I liked it for how much I disliked it, you know? Like what is he gonna say? The only thing that you could really say is just pull up the torture video and then, like, let everybody else see it. You know what I mean? Let everybody else see it for themselves.
New international...
I guess this video just keeps on repeating. Yeah, Sultan bin Sulayem, you're a bum. Billionaire. I mean, you know how they get down in Saudi Arabia for embarrassing the crown, so best of luck, buddy.
Did it.